It's been a while since I did an update on any of my avocado trees. This is the lamb tree that I planted in December 2023. So it's going for its third year now. It's the lamb that I planted with the trichoderma around the root ball. What I've had here for the past year is a compost bin right next, well, about 2 meters away from the trunk of this tree. I'm just giving it a nice watering now. We haven't had rain in a long time, so yeah. And this is last year. It had 2 fruits on, only 2 fruits at the bottom there, which the children picked way before it was ready to be picked. It's about 3.5 meters high to that point. And this year there's about 250 fruits on this tree. I should probably thin them out, but they're growing in these clusters. So I should probably go in at some point and wean a little bit, a few of them, like the smaller ones, or these 2. But this tree is doing really well, extremely well in this space. It's one of the fastest growing trees I've ever had, or ever seen really, for that matter. December 2023, December 2025, it's going for its 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. So all in all, with it being a grafted seedling, it must have been like 6-7 months. So it's, to be safe, this tree is, since it was grafted, is around about 3 years old. In the back, the ones in the back are a lot smaller than the ones in the front of the tree. Well, also not really, maybe just on that branch. These are quite sizey, between the size of a golf ball and a tennis ball. So this tree flowered vigorously from October. It was October, November. Sorry, it started in September. It was September, October, November, and most of the bigger fruits, they set early in October, so they're quite nice and sizey. They're growing fast. There's some hanging underneath the canopy. Just want to give you an idea of the trunk. This is how trunk looks. There's this one big solid branch going straight up. Yeah, I'm not sure if this tree's grown this fast and vigorously because of the trichoderma, or maybe just the rootstock that's really good. That's insane for a 3-year-old tree. But I also think that this compost heap, there's a lot of worms and a lot of vermicompost going into the ground and the roots. If I scratch there, I see a lot of roots. It's going in underneath that compost bin. So that's obviously causing this tree, or helping this tree, to grow so vigorously. I think I might just move this compost bin to one of my other trees, maybe to this one. This is a zutano that I grafted onto a seedling, and it's growing nice and strong. The only reason I planted the zutano, I wanted some more pollen going around in flowering time. There's a passion fruit growing into this thing. So there's the graft union. This was the branch, the main branch. This was a side branch, and I did a small little bud graft on the side branch, and the side branch died, and then this zutano grew. This I did only 6 months ago. This was 6 months ago. So this is also a good aggressive rootstock. I've got a random little maluma graft on a side branch there. Just was playing around. Yeah, I got to clean this tree up and give it some nice attention, but it is happy. This is the zutano, and it's growing quite nicely. There was a seed that just came up in the soil, avocado seed maybe from the compost, and I just had a spare zutano scion and I grafted it on there, and it grafts taken nicely. Just a normal little V graft. There we go, that's taken nicely. So I'll just leave it. They are close together. When it comes to that day, I'll just prune whichever back. Oh, just stepped in a bee. Had to get the bees stinger out. This is a small little reed tree. I grafted these, I'm not sure the date, it's probably already 2 years ago. Had them in pots for very long. I'm thinking that this tree might have J-rooted in the pot. That's why it's going slow. But I see there's new growth. It is looking healthy. There's a lot of new growth on this little tree, and done a nice dry leaf matter mulch layer around it. Okay, so over here on this side, I've got this was that air layered branch that I made off that vigorous tree of my neighbor. The black you see there is just a bitumen sealer, ABE product, tree seal, awesome product. Works so well for me. Here's a little chameleon in the middle, it's doing its thing. This is a gem that I grafted on this air layer rootstock. I have the date on here somewhere. Here we go. That was on the 10th of the 3rd. It looks like a 5, but it was March 2025, earlier this year, 9 months ago, and it was also just a single V graft. There's the graft union. Can't almost see it even anymore. Yeah, and then so everything obviously below this graft, this is rootstock. I'll just get some pruning shears later and clean it out in the bottom, but it's doing well. Very excited about this one. It's a super hot summer's day today. I had a grafted tree here. The graft died. There's also another little chameleon just doing its thing. Protector of the Avo realms. This is just a seedling popping out. I'll graft it again later. And over here I've got the Fuerte tree. I had some questions. I did a boron treatment on this tree probably 2 years ago. It was shot full of little holes, all the leaves. It's got some fruits on now. This tree's also been through a rough patch. Last year we had a lot of summer rain, and I have the irrigation, and I put way too much water on the hot dry days, and then we also got a load of summer rain, and it got a bit of root rot, and so it wasn't looking good. It's looking a lot better now. I've stopped watering it, so soil's drying out. The tree's actually looking very good for considering what it looked like. But yeah, there was all these holes on these leaves, and I did a boron treatment. Like these holes is insects. You can see it because it's got a brown outlying perimeter. You can see it's been chowed. As well as that, those boron holes look something more like that. That's also insects, but it looks more like that. The whole leaf looks like it's been shot with a shotgun. These little fuertes all over this tree. Anyway, so I don't have that problem anymore, so I guess the boron worked. The only insects that eat here where I am, that eats these avocado trees, the June bugs. We call them Christmas beetles. These ugly little brown things, and they just hack away at the leaves. I do not. This was a very hot, scorching hot day we had. Burnt the trees. So I'll just come out every single night with a headlamp, and I just take them off manually, and I crush them, and every night I get about 10 of them, because I don't believe in putting on any pesticides. Over here I've got another little reed. This is one of the others, or sibling of one of the others that I showed just now. And for the first time I've got a baby little, these chameleons are everywhere, baby little reed. It had a lot of little fruits on, but obviously this tree was too small to bear any fruit, so I just took them all off. I left one, but it's looking healthy so far. This is a wild seedling. This seed comes from the same tree of which I made those air layers of, so it's a sibling to those air layers that I've made. Just want to move around the tree, and it is fruiting. It had some fruits on last year, but it makes all these little cukes. For the first time this year, it's got 2 never seen before fruits on it, real avos. The other ones are all these little cukies, and there's literally hundreds of these little cukes on this tree. Pretty cute. And I'm just giving this tree this year this chance to see how these fruits turn out. If they not up to standard, or my standards for that matter, I'm chopping the tree down, letting it give me water shoots, and then regrafting it, because it's a very strong rootstock. It's established. It's also a 3.5 meter high tree, and yeah, there's potential, something to work with, because my problem here is root rot. I've always had the problem. The trees that made it here is the trees that's a little bit immune to Phytophthora and amomi and all those ugly root rot things. This is another one of those air-layered rootstocks that I made from my neighbor. I've got 2 of them. This is also very vigorous. That's just the sealer, the black, where I cut off. There's a lot going on this tree, but in short, I just grafted a Pinkerton on here. So the Pinkerton is doing well. It's shot up here. Just move out a little bit. It's a healthy little Pinkerton tree. These, you can see, look at the branch, and I think this might be a Fuerte seedling. You can see the purple little specks on the branch. This is the rootstock. This is water shoots from the rootstock. And if you compare that to the branch of the Pinkerton, it doesn't have those purple little spots. So yeah, I need to also clean out this. There's a rootstock shoot. Need to cut them all off. And I actually left them because I want to air layer some more, but I don't know if I'm going to get time for that, so I might just prune and let the Pinkerton grow. And then lastly, I just want to go to the big old faithful big Fuerte tree. This one's doing super well. It's given me over 100 fruits last season. The trunk has thickened up a lot. It's got a very nice canopy to it now. I'm in underneath the tree, and everywhere this year there's just little young little Fuertes. It'll still wean itself a little bit, some of these fruits. I don't want it bearing too many fruits this year. I'll go through the gaps there, some more up there. Don't want it bearing too many fruits after it bore so much last year. See here on the outside, some beautiful Fuertes. And then I'll just go in these little ones, just take them off. He also makes some cukes. Here's a little cuke, just take them off. There's some really beautiful Fuertes for the second year in a row on this tree. So not much alternate bearing between last year and this year, but this tree's exploded. It's about 6 meters wide from the left to the right, and highest point I'd say would be there at about 4 meters high. And then lastly, I've got this other lamb here, still alive, just about. It's growing, putting out new growth, but it's got these yellow leaves. I've tried everything. I've even dug a deep trench around it because the neighbor's got this super big Canariensis palm tree, and its roots are coming in and it's taking out all the nutrients. And I think that's why this tree is just not performing so well, but it is growing. It's got some fruits on it. I've taken a lot off. There's a little lamb. Here's another little lamb. So there's about I'd say three avocado trees in my garden that's doing well at the moment. The rest are all still trying to bounce back from the root rot of all the summer rains we had last year. So this year it is a drier year, or has been an extremely dry year and a dry summer, which I actually prefer for my avocados. It's not good for water situations, but avos are looking good.